and have a very dovish presser to talk about it. That way they don't look political, even though they are. And their next meeting's after the election, and they could use the bazookas then. So that's my expectation. I think there'll be quite a few buy the rumor, sell the fact, and maybe even some disappointment if it's only a quarter. But the dollar did not get to my 102.50 level. Failed to take out this high. The only caveat is that we have a reverse inside week in the dollar, which is neutral. But the way it's closing near the lows, we're on the verge of a major breakdown. So that wasn't much of a bear market rally. The only concern would be for the dollar to start off lower and take out, this week's lows and then turn back higher, and that would take us to 250. But that's looking less likely, and I believe that some of the zones I gave you ended up manifesting if you acted on them. Euro didn't quite get down to, I was looking for a little bit lower, under 110, maybe 109.60, and 110 was it. So, we're still in this flag pattern, but to me, it looks like the path of least resistance is this could have been it. I'd buy any pullback next week. We pull back towards 1050 and put your stops in under 9.5. Cable went to the target because I was talking about the prior high as being support and where I would look to buy it. That came in at 130.40. That was this high right here, 30.40. We got all the way down to 130. Nice looking week in cable as well. Aussie, decent week. Did hold that area that I was talking about. I went in to Aussie on Tuesday. The Canadian so far has failed against 136. It's actually, had the weakest response to a weak dollar. So we'll see about Canada. Maybe they could generate a little bit of a stop hunt to shake out these guys that are selling at 630 and maybe make a move towards 680. And the big story, of course, is gold breaking out of this rectangle. Looks good. My bias and the buy zone that I gave you guys was up here. I said maybe we'll have a chance to buy it at 28, and 28 was a great level. I'm looking for 33, 34 new highs. Really, the whole board looks like a long. By the world, there wasn't really anything that was selling off, the reverse of what we had last week. So to me, it looks like you could be long everything. With a weaker dollar, you could be long the world. So we had some nice moves and actually a breakout from the natural gas that I was talking about last week on this day. So we've cracked through a lot of moving averages. It looks good. Maybe if you have a chance, you buy a pullback to the breakout around 220. But this is looking good. I said that this formation measured to about 250, 260. I'd stay with it. And the wheat still acting very well. I think we're up pretty good today as well in the wheat. So we're going to be closing at new highs for the move, closing over 200-day moving averages again. See, so even have one of the weakest sectors in commodities moving. And that is, I think, the embryonic beginnings of a potential bull market in agricultural commodities. When it comes to risk, we should make a new high here. I covered my SQQs once we start taking out 850. Probably looking at retest of the lows or new lows. When it comes to the S&Ps, I'm not getting long up here, but new highs look like a layup now. And perhaps what we're going to have is that move up towards 6,000 in the S&Ps in the coming weeks, which will then be setting up which I had labeled quite some time ago. This is wave 1, this is wave 2, and now we're going to finish off some type of wave 3. Maybe we get to the measured move, which was talked about quite a bit once we broke out over 4,800. So you take 4,800 and 34.5, and that gives you 6,100. So that's, still another 10% from here. So that's the way. The only fly in the ointment right now is the banks aren't looking that great. And, that could be important later. But right now it looks like there's nothing that I really want to be short. When the dollar's bad, everything else is good. And you have to buy breaks. And everyone that was worried about a crash in September, October, what we may do is just have that melt up into the election. So those are the things I see. I think it's not a big risk to, short the dollar here or look for some kind of pop and be wrong over this week's highs, over 102. That could be, it's 100 pips. I think we're going to 97 on the dollar. So, that's still about another 250 pips down towards this level here. And, there is a lot of company now, but we're on the verge of a weekly breakdown that's going to happen under the lows that we have tried to hold for a few weeks under par 50. It looks like not a question of if, but only when. So we've been right about the dollar for a long time. I'm definitely see no reason to flip to bullish in the dollar, and the repercussions of a weaker dollar for a week looked like it was risk off, but now the market has decided it's risk on. So as long as the market likes a weak dollar, you can be long everything. Buy breaks in energy, buy breaks in commodities, buy breaks in FX, buy breaks in equities. Everything's there for this melt up to occur, and let's see it happen and see where we're at once we take out, make new highs in the S&Ps, because eventually this is not going to be healthy to have a 3 drive to a top formation. So let's just look at this. So you can kind of see. So I drew these here. Here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. So this is my wheelhouse, and I'll be watching this for potentially an important top. I think it's going to happen around 6K. So I hope we've been helping you with some things. Natural gas and wheat has been good. The dollar has been good. I think you can't be long the dollar right now. Maybe the Fed does go a half, and then, the dollar really gets creamed. But we're going to take out that par level, and then I think we could have a better rally after we complete it, because this here in the euro and cable, this little pullback that we had, and it was shallow, right? So I just want to exemplify, because it's pretty much across the board in FX, that this whole thing right here that we've been moving sideways from 112 is wave 4 and a bull flag. So buy it anywhere, hope you get a break. Buy it anywhere, hope you get a break. Buy it anywhere, hope you get a break. Sell it anywhere and hope you get a rally. And since this is wave 4, that means 5 is coming. And I think that we could get to just simple arithmetic, 110 to 112. Once we take that out, we could be trading 114, 115 before this wave in the dollar completes. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you in the room. Thank you. If you have any questions for me, you could leave them at the bottom of the video. I check them out. And have a great weekend. Adios.